Have you ever wondered how billions of people around the world feed themselves without ever stepping into a supermarket? It's not magic. It is an ancient practice that is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. We're talking about subsistence farming, a way of life that sustains entire communities. Stick around as we dig deep into this incredible system, explore how it works, why it's so important, and see some real-world examples. You might be surprised at what you learn. So, what exactly is subsistence farming? At its core, it's farming where the main goal is to grow enough food to feed yourself and your family. The word subsistence literally means maintaining or supporting oneself at a minimum level. Unlike commercial farming, which focuses on producing crops for sale and profit in the market, subsistence farming is all about self-sufficiency. It's a direct connection between the land, the farmer, and the dinner table. Think of it as the original farm-to-table movement, but on a much more personal and essential scale. The surplus, if there is any, is often small. It might be traded or sold locally, but the primary purpose is always to meet the family's basic needs first. Let's get a bit more formal with a definition. Subsistence agriculture is a form of farming in which nearly all of the crops or livestock raised are used to maintain the farmer and the farmer's family, leaving little, if any, surplus for sale or trade. This system is characterized by a few key features. Small-scale landholdings, a high degree of diversification in crops, limited use of technology and capital, and a heavy reliance on human and animal labor. It's a closed-loop system where the farm provides food and the family provides the labor to work the farm. This intimate relationship with the land has shaped cultures and societies for millennia, and it continues to be the backbone of rural economies in many parts of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Now, you might be thinking, if it's so small scale, how important can it really be? TNS, where is incredibly important. First and foremost, subsistence farming is a cornerstone of global food security. It feeds an estimated 2 billion people, which is a massive portion of the world's population. It prevents hunger and malnutrition in areas where access to formal markets is limited or unreliable. Secondly, it promotes biodiversity. Subsistence farmers often plant a wide variety of native crops, known as land races, which are well adapted to local conditions. This genetic diversity is crucial for the resilience of our global food supply, especially in the face of climate change. Commercial farming, on the other hand, often relies on a few high-yield monoculture crops, which can be vulnerable to pests and diseases. Furthermore, subsistence farming is a powerful tool for poverty reduction. It provides not just food, but also a livelihood for millions of rural families. It empowers them by reducing their dependence on volatile market prices and external aid. And let's not forget the environmental benefits. Traditional subsistence practices are often more sustainable. Techniques like crop rotation, intercropping, and agroforestry help maintain soil health, conserve water, and reduce the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides. This creates a more balanced and resilient ecosystem. It's a system that has sustained humanity and the planet for centuries, and that knowledge is invaluable. So, how does it all work in practice? Let's walk through the process. It starts with the land. A family typically has a small plot, maybe just a few acres. The type of farming they do depends heavily on their environment, the climate, soil type, and terrain. In the heart of the Amazon, you might see shifting cultivation, while on the terraced hills of Southeast Asia, you'll find intensive rice paddies. The key is adaptation. Farmers use generations of knowledge to choose what to plant and when. They rely on natural cycles, like rainy and dry seasons, to guide their farming calendar. Labor is another crucial component. The entire family is often involved. Different tasks are assigned based on age and ability, from preparing the fields and planting seeds to weeding, watering, and harvesting. It's a community effort. Tools are usually simple and traditional. Think hoes, sickles, and plows pulled by animals like oxen or water buffalo. You won't see many large, expensive tractors here. This low-tech approach keeps costs down and minimizes reliance on fossil fuels. After the harvest, the focus shifts to storage. Grains are dried and stored in granaries, vegetables are preserved, and everything is managed carefully to ensure the food supply lasts until the next harvest. Any small surplus might be taken to a local village market to trade for other goods. the family produce themselves, like salt, tools, or clothing. It's a finely tuned system of production, consumption, and conservation. Let's look at some real-world examples to bring this to life. One of the most well-known types is shifting cultivation, also called slash-and-burn agriculture. This is common in tropical rainforest regions. Farmers clear a small area of forest, burn the vegetation to release nutrients into the soil, and then plant crops for a few years. Once the soil's fertility declines, they move to a new plot, allowing the old one to regenerate naturally over several decades. While it sounds destructive, when practiced traditionally with long fallow periods, it can be a sustainable system. Another great example is intensive subsistence agriculture, which is prevalent in densely populated areas like East and Southeast Asia. The classic image here is the terraced rice paddy. Farmers meticulously build terraces on hillsides to create flat areas for growing rice, a water-intensive crop. This method allows them to cultivate steep terrain that would otherwise be unusable. It requires immense labor to build and maintain the terraces and manage the complex irrigation systems, but it supports huge populations on a limited amount of land. Then there's pastoral nomadism, a form of subsistence agriculture based on herding domesticated animals, in arid and semi-arid regions like the Saharan Africa or the steppes of Central Asia. Communities move with their herds of camels, goats, or sheep in search of pasture and water. These animals provide milk, meat, and hides, forming the basis of the family's survival. Their nomadic lifestyle is a brilliant adaptation to environments where crop farming is nearly impossible. Each of these examples shows how human ingenuity has created sustainable food systems in even the most challenging environments. So, to wrap things up, subsistence farming is far more than just a primitive way of growing food. It's a resilient, diverse, and deeply intelligent system that forms the bedrock of survival for a significant portion of humanity. It champions food security, protects biodiversity, alleviates poverty, and often works in harmony with the environment. While it faces modern challenges like climate change, land pressure, and the lure of urban jobs, the principles of self-sufficiency and sustainable land management at its core are more relevant than ever. Understanding and supporting these systems isn't just about preserving tradition. It's about securing a more sustainable and equitable future for our global food supply. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions, honed over generations, are the most effective. I hope this journey into the world of subsistence farming has been as fascinating for you as it was for me. There is a whole world of economic ideas and systems out there that shape our lives in hidden ways. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more truths about how our world really works, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Money Illusion community. We've got so much more to explore together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.